FaZe Banks has finally spoke on Nickmercs and the relationship inside FaZe. This comes after recent clips where he talked about Nickmercs on multiple occasions and their relationship, and first and foremost saying, like, I think they're still trying to figure out exactly what the relationship between FaZe Clan and someone like Nickmercs is.
Nickmercs still currently in FaZe. We're still kind of figuring out like what that relationship looks like. Great fucking guy. I love Nick. I love his family. He's got to go A, right? He's in here, probably above. He's kind of in his own little world, but he definitely belongs in A.
Yeah.
He's like probably around here with Scope.
I'd put him right with, well, yeah. Right there with Scope.
And later on in a podcast with Steve-O, he kind of adds on to this and references back to a time where, remember FaZe Rain, he was leaking salaries, he was leaking spending for FaZe Clan, the supposed amounts they were spending on their creators and their players and their esports, and it was certainly not cheap. It was around this same time where FaZe Rain himself leaked the supposed salary of Nickmercs being hundreds of thousands, if not $1 million a year. We are not 100% sure that is accurate, but we know the number is high that Nickmercs was paid yearly to be a part of FaZe Clan. And you got to remember, at the point of him signing, he was certainly one of the biggest streamers out there. Yes, he is still doing very well for himself, but this is also during a time where streamer deals were very much still a thing. And the dude was earning his keep and certainly drove a hard bargain for FaZe Clan to be signed, and thus why he was being paid such a large amount of money. Here is Banks describing now what that relationship looks like, and especially for their new creators, that's not the model they are following anymore. And I'm presuming that that's not the model they're trying to approach Nickmercs with either.
Control and the money people, right? Trying to explain to them like my whole thesis and philosophy on FaZe and kind of where these previous management and ownership lost the plot, and how fucking simple and easy it could be just to like get it back on track, and almost kind of made it sound like with the snap of a finger it could be back to where it was. And like I had to gain a lot of trust from a lot of people, and I put my nuts on the chopping block and kind of risked everything. And it's just really cool that in real time, like as we're eliminating expenses, FaZe is going this way, and like it's fucking back. It's getting back to where it was, and like.
Is Nickmercs a new guy, or was he always on there?
Nickmercs has been on the team for a minute, but Nickmercs. See, this is a great. I'm glad that you brought him, Nick, because Nick, the old corporate guys were paying Nick $1 million a year to have FaZe in his name and basically pretend to fuck with the brand. And not that he doesn't fuck with it. Like, I fucking love Nick. Nick loves me. I love his family. Like, Nick's a fucking great dude, and he's really good at what he does. But when you can get where there's a bag, go and grab the fucking bag, and him
like
and his...
Snoop?
Yeah. Him and his management, finessed and hustled a fucking bag from FaZe for, more or less $1 million a year to have FaZe in his name and be a part of FaZe. And, like, that's just not what the fuck FaZe is, ever was. And it's just a broken model. It makes absolutely no sense.
So when Nick does,
there's no way for us to recoup that money, really. A guy like Nick, and just like our structure of the deal, and even then, like even if our deal was like some like 360, we take 20 off the top of everything type of deal. There's no way for that to ever land in a spot where everyone's happy, because either we don't recoup our money and we're at a loss on you, and we feel some type of way about that, or you exceed what we expected you to do at the beginning of the year, and we paid you $1 million up front, but we ended up taking fucking $3-4 million off the top, and now you fucking despise us, you resent us. You know what I mean?
It sounds like you're talking about the T-Food debacle.
Yeah, it's kind of in line with all that, and just really all the other deals that we've ever done with talent. The new kids, we pay them nothing. We pay them zero, and they've never been happier. We've never had a better relationship, a cleaner relationship, because they want to fuck with us.
And so he makes it sound like, hey, these new guys, like whatever they need, we are willing to fund it. But when it comes to upfront pay, we just simply can't recoup on a deal like we used to have with Nickmercs. So that is me assuming that the Nickmercs and FaZe deal has certainly changed from what it once was, being a lot of money up front, and of course his promotion via stream or whatever collabs they want to do, and presumably not paying him as much, or if anything at all, and then kind of going the same model they have with these new guys like Lacey and Ron and Silky and Max and so on and so forth, where if they want a project, well, they can find the funding now via FaZe. Like, that is how they are going to prove their worth, not only via the name, being in front of their name, but also, hey, if you need funding for a project, we got you there. We just can't pay you an absorbent amount for an upfront salary. It just doesn't make sense in today's streaming age model. So that is what Banks had to say on Nickmercs. I don't think Nick has responded to any of this yet when it comes to the salaries and when it comes to what his future with FaZe Clan will be. But as of now, remains a FaZe member, and he's been in it this past month. I mean, this dude has been, it's been what, Nickmercs on being involved in all this drama and controversy. Been Nickmercs talking about Moist Critical and Mr. Beast and Ava Chris Tyson, and he's been, yeah. I wonder if we'll ever see him return to like the diehard esports side, but I don't know if I see that in the future. But he is still currently with FaZe. What do you guys think about this one? Banks finally speaking on Nickmercs. Till next time, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you back here soon.